Alright, I think that's working now, right?
Now you're live.
Alright, awesome. Alright, is the sound level good? Alright, thank you, Tigerion. So, yeah, I think we're ready to get started. Thanks, High Spirits, for the great run. And, alright, we'll get started. So we start timing on the menu screen, so there. Alright, let's begin. So this is Dragon Quest Monsters 2. You're watching the Dragon Quest Marathon. Yeah, so as you can see, this is a Game Boy Color game. It's the sequel to the original of the game I ran yesterday. And it's a pretty fast-paced run, actually. It's pretty fun. As you'll see, there's not, like in a Dragon Quest Monsters 1 run, there's always going to be a lot of grinding, but in this game it doesn't really feel like that. Like, as you're going, you fight enough battles to get enough levels, and it kind of really makes it fast-paced. And as you're going to see later, there's a few breeds we can do that really optimize the route. Make the end of the game at least pretty easy, so it's pretty good. So we just have a few minutes of cutscenes here. The story is kind of these two kids move to this new world, and they're getting this island, I guess, and they're getting, they're getting accustomed to living here and, like, doing some chores for their parents. But turns out this guy here, Waterbow, and the prince, they're kind of tricksters, and they're going to try to mess up our plans and steal the things we have to get for the chores. So, there's actually two versions of this game. You can play as Ruka, which is what the version I'm playing, and you can play as Iru, which is the girl that's following me right now. And for this category, any percent glitchless, Ruka version is much better. There's a few reasons for that, actually. The monsters have better stats in the stats that matter for this version. Oh, whoops. So attack and HP tend to be higher in this version than the Iru version for wild monsters. So obviously that's pretty useful for a speedrun. And then in addition, one of the boss fights at the end is much harder in the Iru version. Oh yeah, the English names are different. I don't remember what the English names are, I'm sorry guys. Kobe, yes, Kobe and Terra. This is Kobe version. Yeah, and it, at first glance, it actually seems like Terra version would be faster. Because there's one dungeon towards the end where Colby is too big to fit, so Terra can get through it without using the change staff, but Kobe has to use the change staff. That's not worth it at all. Just the fact that the monsters are worse makes it a lot worse. Consequently, though, we actually do glitched runs mostly on Terra version. And that's not because it's any harder, or it's any better, really. but we're like afraid of messing up our carts. And if we mess up the cart, we might as well mess up the one that's not useful for another category. There are some crazy glitches in this game that allow you to beat it in like 35 minutes, but we're not going to be showcasing that today. We're actually going to play through most of the game. I did play the glitch category for quite a while though, so I'll try to highlight some things that are in the glitch run. Sorry. Alright, so we're finally getting started now. We got slime. Oh, whoops. We get a piece of meat from our dad. And a thing I really like about this run is that we're gonna keep slime in our party the whole time. Which is great, because I love slime as a monster. I'm actually the only one, I think, that actually keeps slime in the party the whole time. Other people choose different monsters, but... Whoops, I need to change. So in this game, actually the slowest message speed is the fastest. So that's what we're gonna set it to. So I'm doing a RNG manipulation here. Hopefully I can get it first try. I'll explain it once I do it. Alright, I think that was the right movement. So the number of frames that it takes between when you turn the game on and when you leave that that shrine there, that determines like what items are going to be on the map. So the manipulation I did there, if I did it right, it's kind of finicky. You know, it's almost frame perfect. Should give us a change. Should give us a friend staff, which I'm headed to right now. And what a friend staff does is it's an item that you can use to double your monster's attack. So obviously that's pretty useful. And actually, like, friend staff manipulations are the bread and butter of this run. Like, I try to do it at every world that we encounter. So that's good, I got it first try. I was a little worried about that one, so I'm glad I got it. Alright, so I do want to get 3 monsters, either by the time I get to the first town, or right when I get to the first town. So if this guy joins me, we're going to be doing really well actually, but we'll see. I think he has, oh wow, awesome. Those guys, I think, have like a 30, 40, 50, or 60% chance. I know that's a huge range, but it's pretty rare for 2 of them to join you before you get here. Alright, so I'm gonna buy a warp wing. We need... buy 3 herbs. So the reason we need 3 monsters is to talk to this guy, to proceed... what? Yeah, to do this cutscene, we need to have 3 monsters. So this cutscene's kind of funny. In a glitch run, you do this cutscene as well, but all the people aren't here, and it's only the king like watching you. You're doing like a private show for the king. And so, for the longest time, like after running glitched runs and going back to glitchless, it like felt so awkward to have so many people watching. So had we not gotten a Cactoball and Spot Slime before getting here, what I would have done was to get a Spooky in the well. So like it doesn't really matter what 3 monsters I get, it just needs to be 3 monsters. So I actually find this lady here very interesting because we talked to her in both the glitched and glitchless runs, but for completely different reasons. In a glitchless run like this one, you have to talk to her to proceed the story. But in a glitched run, you can actually set up this glitch called the well glitch with her, which kind of messes up the map and lets you go places where you shouldn't be able to go to. And that's a frame perfect trick. It can be kind of hard to get. We kind of just mash A to really get it when we do those runs. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. She's important in both runs for completely different reasons. Alright, I think I'm gonna keep Spot Slime in my party. So the next monster we're gonna get is Mad Candle, which is gonna happen here. Oh, I guess I didn't talk about like why we're even here in this town or in this world. So Warubo released the navel of the island, and the navel kind of like holds the island together. That was a really quick encounter. And so now we need to like go around and try to find an item that we can use to plug the navel. Because like Warubo's plugging it up right now, and he can only wait there so long. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but... So the reason I saved is if Mad Candle doesn't join me, I have to reset here. Oh, spooky, huh? Mad Candle is really good because, first he knows Blaze, which, you know, pretty consistently does around 10 damage, which is quite a bit for this part of the game. But also he knows a move called Whistle, which is used to, summon, you know, get into an encounter very quickly. And in the second world, we're gonna have to do a lot of getting into encounters, so being able to get into encounters very quickly is very useful. That's not good. I should probably heal Slash, actually. That would be the responsible thing to do. Heal Slash. There is actually a pork chop, like, towards the left, but, like, it's really slow to go over there. Like, the encounter rate in this dungeon is, like, kinda high, so I've kind of, like, taken that out of the run. Which means there can be more resets here for a no-reset run, but that's just how the way it is. I can read Japanese, so it's easy enough for me to like play through this game. But this game doesn't have any kanji, so not what I meant to do. Jesus, that was RNG manipulation, I guess. But yeah, a few runners of this game, like Tetrahydron and Tonic. Well, Tonic would claim he's not a runner of this game anymore.
Hey.
But yeah, they don't speak Japanese fluently, but they can still do speedruns of this game.
it's really not too bad. You just have to put a little bit of practice into reading.
Yeah. And it's not like Monsters 1 where random items are really important too. Like,
Yeah.
with manipulation, you kind of know everything that's going to happen.
Yeah, and if you want me to explain something during this, just give me a heads up.
Alright, sure. So, my controller broke recently, and so I'm using a controller I'm not used to, which is why my menuing has not been tight today. I did not mean to run away from that battle. I'll just have to take like menus a little slower than I normally would. Oh, that was a weird crit. I think with a pork chop, it's like a 45% chance of Mad Kindle joining your party. It's been a long time since I thought about these probabilities, so I don't remember exactly, but you do kind of expect to spend a little bit of time here. This luck. Unfortunately, like, the first half of the game is a lot of, you know, trying to get the right set of monsters, and, you know, if you're going for a really good time, you basically need to get the monsters first try. So the first part of the game can, like, it's, you know, when you're trying to go for a good time, it's a real grind. But the second part of the game, you know, you just kind of, like, you set up really good monsters and you can, like, breeze through everything, and it feels really good. Like, when I managed to get to the second half in a run, it's like, oh man, I forget how fun this game is.
You can make it past Octo Kid, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah. This is worse luck than usual, but yeah, that's how marathon luck is, right? One thing about this game that you're noticing now is that it's pretty annoying to run away from battles. The game is not nice about that. And so usually it's faster to just fight a monster than to try to kill it, but those worms there are pretty annoying, so we're running away from them. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that my controller that I really liked broke this week. I'm using like a standard GameCube controller now, and like the D-pad on it is tiny, so it's harder to be precise with it.
What do you usually use?
I have like a, it's kind of like a SNES controller that, the design is closer to a SNES controller, but it is a GameCube controller.
Is it a Hori or what?
No, it's not a Hori, but it looks like a Hori, kinda. But it was like $10 on eBay.
Wow.
And you know, it broke, but I got, you know, a few months of runs off it, so I think it was worth it. I don't know. Anything interesting while I'm trying to get Mad Kindle tonic that I forgot to mention?
I'll think. I don't think so, though.
Yeah.
Well, you talked a little bit about the glitch run, but Who are the people? It's just you and one other guy, right?
Yeah, it's me and Xandergoth do glitch runs, and Xandergoth like really spends a lot of time on it, and you know, he managed to get a really good run where he got most of the frame perfect tricks first try. So it's a really impressive run to watch. I guess the Japanese Tasser, Tetera, different from Tetrahydron, was the one who like kind of routed the glitch drought, and that happened somewhat recently. I feel like it was the end of last year. And he did some runs, but like he didn't grind it out. Like it was more like a proof of concept to him.
Yeah, that run has some like crazy, like Zelda 1 style switching through, like doing screen wraps all over the place.
Oh yeah. So the task does, yeah.
Right.
But actually, the RTA is faster than the task now.
Oh, because of all that? Wow. I didn't.
Yeah. The emulator doesn't emulate all the glitches properly in this game. So actually, like, the RTA glitch run can't really be done on emulator. And so the RTA is actually faster. Which is pretty funny.
Yeah. I will say just like a few general things about this game.
Yeah.
Its menuing system is extremely tight, and it's one of the most rewarding ones I've played in a video game. It's like, when you press to confirm a button, it's like 1 frame later that you'll be in the menu that you want to be. And that's generally true throughout like the entire game. If you're in a battle and you want to like menu something real quick to use an item, you can do it extremely fast. And it's pretty much true throughout the whole game. I mean, you can see Themellin now just sort of flying through battles when he's trying to select what inputs he wants to do for every turn. It's very refreshing. Some Dragon Quest games have laggy menus, but this game is not one of them.
Alright, we finally got one. Alright, so now we get to go to fight the Beavern. And this fight's not bad at all. I just have to make sure that my monster's HPs are up. Beavern can psych up. And if he does that, I want to make sure my monsters are at a decent HP so they don't die. Actually, I don't mind if Spot Slime dies here though. So I don't think I'm going to heal him. If Spot Slime dies, then Slash and Mad Candle will get all the HP. All the EXP, sorry. That makes the next fight a little bit easier and a little bit faster, I believe. Slash is the name of the slime, by the way. You'll probably hear me call him that more than Slime. Great, that was a very good fight. As I said, you know, Spot Slime dying is nice, but not necessary. Oh yeah, Slash is the normal slime, not the Spot Slime. I forgot I have 2 slimes in my party right now. So I think, I forget exactly what the story is here actually, but Beavern was making a dam to stop up the well. And so the people in the town were like not getting water and they were upset, so by defeating Beavern, wow, Spooky really just wants to join me. By defeating Beavern, we kind of bring water back to the city. Kind of the story in general is like, you know, we help enough people in each world we go to, and then they're gracious enough to like give us a nice item that we can try to use to plug up the hole back home. Alright, so the reason I saved 10 gold earlier when I was shopping is so that I can take this in here. And it's actually kind of hard to heal MP throughout this game until like the third world, really. So it's really nice to just get that MP heal so that Bad Candle can use plays during the next boss fight. The HP is not as important. We could use herbs to heal there, but the MP makes it worth it for sure. So, when people start to learn this game, a lot of them forget to go get this, the water down here. I forget what the English name is. But you have to give this guy a piece of meat, gives you an item that is necessary to proceed the story. So, one thing that I find kind of interesting is in the 3DS remake of this game that was released in Japan, you know, most of the story is the same, but they ramped up the difficulty like crazy. The Curse Lamp fight, which is coming up, in the 3DS version, like you actually have to grind to be able to get it, and actually develop like some good skills on your monsters, or else like it's just gonna wreck you. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting, like it was surprising to be that challenged like early in a game. So we're gonna fight Curse Lamp here. This fight's pretty straightforward, we just kind of attack and hope that Curse Lamp will use Blaze. That's good. And Curse Lamp can also raise its defense, and that's kind of annoying, obviously, because two of our monsters are doing attacks, so if Curse Lamp raises its defense, the fight gets a little slower. Not be too bad. The estimate of this run is about 2 hours. I'll probably go a little over estimate, but it'll only be like 10 to 15 minutes probably, unless this run is really bad. One funny thing about this game is like leveling takes a significant amount of time, and like so some of the strats at the end are kind of optimized around like not getting levels on the monsters just because you know, the jingle plays, and it really adds up over the run.
Especially against the Metal Babble. It's crazy how much time you save if somebody's dead.
Oh yeah. So I mentioned a little bit earlier that we're gonna take Slash. We're gonna keep Slash in our party throughout the whole game, and that's like kind of the reason is like Slash will die easily, so he'll kind of stay dead when we need him to be, and which saves some time with leveling later on, and it also gets levels on the monsters we want to actually get levels. Sonic was the one actually.
If you could, but there's certain points in the game where you have to have 3 monsters in your party.
Yes. Yeah, I'll definitely mention that when we get to some of those points. Yeah, Tonic was the one who really came up with those strats, so definitely had an impact on the speedrun of this game.
Please. Yeah, it's funny, the first video that we were able to really like discern a lot of the strats came from Iteru, and he's been around for quite a while, and he has a very fast Dragon Quest, DQM 1 time, But anyways, for this game, he uses like mostly the same route that we still do, but he has some very like strange mid-game strats where he goes and gets a king squid, and we used it as a good basis for starting out. But over time, we came up with stuff that was just slightly more both safer and smarter. So it was very nice to have like a template laid out for us, but he definitely laid out some of the groundwork for all of us. And his time is actually still really good for that kind of run.
Yeah, for sure. Like, at least when I started speedrunning this, the goal was kind of like beat Iteru's time. So in that dungeon right there, I got a bookmark which lets me save anywhere, which I will use to. For this run, I'll use it for safe strats. For a PB pace run, I would actually use it for a time-saving strat. And we also got a wind staff, which is pretty useful in that it can attack all enemies. And we'll actually use that for quite a few battles throughout here. It does have a chance of breaking. If it breaks early, the run can kind of get a little bit difficult, so we just kind of hope that doesn't happen. Like, ideally I want to keep the wind staff not broken until Ice World, which is the third world. So, Beaver joins our party now, and we do the one and only tournament fight this game. Or, there are more tournament fights in this game, but this is the only one that's required. And this one's pretty easy. Mash A and go through it. I don't think I've ever lost this one.
Hope not.
Maybe when I was trying some weird strats or something, but... in a glitch run, actually, at this point, we already... yeah, I think it's at this point. Yeah, we have a glitch monster that can do, like, 65,000 damage. So, you know, each monster dies in one hit, obviously. So compared to that, you know, the glitchless run seems really slow going through this tournament, but can't really compete with 65,000 damage. It's actually funny, like, the game can't process the numbers, so it says, like, you did, like, X5 6A damage. It doesn't have enough space to show, like, the whole number. Apparently you can, like, get that without glitching if, you get, like, a really good Medante off as well. Get, you know, something over 9999. Beaveron's quite a good monster, actually. Like, he, you know, I thought it was kind of slow to kind of go back and get him. So I tried to come up with strats that avoided him, but he's a good monster, and you know, he actually pulls his weight in the next world, so he's worth getting. Plus, the wind staff is along the way, and that's a really good item as well, so... So it seems kind of slow to like go back to the first world to get those things, but as far as I can tell, it's definitely worth it. That's it's something I mentioned during my Terry's Wonderland run too, but there's just so many possibilities in routing with Dragon Quest Monsters games. Like, there's so many possibilities of monsters you can get, and a lot of them are probably viable for the run. Like, for this game at least, Grizzly seems quite optimal, and he seems like the monster you should use to fight a lot of battles. Like, fight the bosses at the end. But, you know, there could be some crazy strats where you end up getting another monster with a good skill or something.
I'm sure there's other possibilities. possibilities out there.
Yeah, and you just never know, because there's just so many possibilities and you can't try them all.
It's weird. I mean, what he was just talking about with getting Beaver, and it seems like a really far out of the way thing to do, but it sets you up pretty much perfectly to get Grizzly. And Grizzly is, you'll see pretty soon, just completely tanks a huge part of the game.
So we're doing some more RNG manipulations here to get world leaves, and I actually don't need the world leaves for like reviving party members, but they sell for a good amount of money, so we're gonna get 2 of them, so that we're pretty good on money for a good while. We can also get a friend staff here. I'm gonna try to get that. The friend staff here is really finicky though, so I wouldn't be surprised if I don't get it. Yeah, so like this battle here, you know, I don't really need the experience from this. It would be nice to run away from it, but it's just really so annoying to run away from battles in this game that it's just worth it to fight it. So, we used to go into that town and get some bookmarks to make the run safer. But one of my contributions to the run was to take that out and make the game more inconsistent. It seems to be what I do with speedrun games. That battle I actually could have ran away from. I got the first strike, but it's kind of, as Tonic was saying earlier, like it's kind of fast-paced and like it's kind of hard to realize that, you know, oh, I can run away from this before I have time to react to it.
Yeah, that specifically is a big one, trying to run away from battle, because if you queue the regular fight function and not like manually put in commands, if you're usually just trying to mash through everything, but you can very easily just fight a battle instead of running from it, which is definitely slower.
Yeah. So my world leaves by really good meats, let's put it that way. Ribs, yes. And 5 exit bells. Unfortunately, I kind of wanted to see a an army ant or a mischievous mole along the way. That would empty out a few more slots, but those are 2 monsters we have to get to proceed the story. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're trying to get an Octokid. And I'm not sure, but Octokid's probably a monster that's like only in this game. I don't remember seeing it in any other game. But it's awesome. You need a monster that knows a dance move to progress the story. And so Octokid happens to know a dance move. In addition, it has really good stats. It can heal, so it's kind of perfect for the speedrun. Most people on their casual playthrough of this game, they probably got Hood Squid as their monster that knows a dance move. And the game kind of implies that like you have to get it, but you actually don't have to get Hood Squid. It's definitely a lot slower to get him, so avoid it. So you're seeing here how getting Night Candle was useful. The encounter rate on water is actually pretty bad, so it's really nice to be able to get into an encounter quickly. So Octokid is here, but does have other monsters with it, so we'll see how this goes. Doesn't help they're attacking Octokid. So there, you know, you saw the first use of the Wind Staff. It's already kind of showing how useful it is and that it can attack everyone. It does a significant amount of damage too. Crap! This controller, it's messing with me.
That D-pad is something else.
Yeah. The problem is the D-pad on a regular GameCube controller is just so tiny, and it's hard to be quick. Oh really? They're in DQ6, I didn't realize that.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
That is their first appearance. It's kind of funny, Dragon Quest Monsters is extraordinarily based off of DQ6, and this game has a lot of monsters that show up in 7. And there's a lot of monsters in 6 that show up in 7, so like during this phase of Dragon Quest, a lot of these games are pretty similar in what monsters show up.
That is a really nice crit. Awesome job, Slash. So another reason I like to keep Slash throughout the whole game is Slash actually has a higher crit rate than a lot of other monsters. Hopefully Slash will get some good crits into Captain Dead, which is the next fight. I'm gonna play this safe and just heal Slash. Alright, perfect. Now we just have to kill Octokid. So this is still a 90% chance of Octokid joining my party, and you know, that 10% fail, it can really troll you sometimes.
Yes.
No monster can have like a higher than 90% chance of joining you, unfortunately. Beaver in with that 1 HP. Alright, he joined the party. So, I'm already gonna take advantage of Octokid's ability to heal. Because they're at pretty low HP. So this is a scenario where having Mad Candle still in my party would be really nice. Because as I mentioned earlier, I still need to get an Army Ant and Mischievous Mole. And that means I need to get into encounters, which probably means I'm gonna need to like get into encounters quickly. There is a little more movement I have to do, but not too much. But it's actually pretty rare to get to this point and not have at least one of them. This is another thing here where when you're first running the game you forget a lot. You get to go talk to that guy and then you go to this next town and you're like, oh man, why is the story not proceeding? Let me get an encounter. This is good. Jackie. So I don't need Draki, but I need the two others. So I get them, and they, as far as I remember, they both have a 90% join rate with just, that was a bad crit, They have a 90% join rate with just beef jerky. So I bought beef jerkies in the first anticipation of this. We don't need him right now, so send him back to the farm. So the reason we need to know a dance move is to be able to do this dance right here. In the remake of this game, Hood Squid actually like teaches you how to dance, and so they made Hood Squid required that way. But yeah, you just do that lame little dance to get down here. Low HP, right? Yep. Alright, so I just need to get an army at now. Then we can go fight Captain Dead. Sure. Let's have slash attack. I'm gonna play it really safe, man. Not go for. Hold join? Alright, we didn't get trolled by the 10%. It's actually really bad if I didn't get that, because, well, not really bad, but I have to go back to the town. Like, not the previous town I went to, but the town before that, to buy another piece of meat. I really don't want to fight this, but running away from it seems hard too. Might have been faster to run away, but oh well. This is taking a while. Maybe level up. Level might be useful. Hopefully this means I won't get an encounter inside the ghost ship, because that is really annoying as well. Since it's a marathon run, I'm gonna play it a little safe and heal up. Probably wouldn't. I really want to make sure I don't die. Go through this ghost ship. It's a pretty short dungeon, but I can get into an encounter along the way here. Alright, perfect. Encounters in here are a little annoying. Monsters are pretty strong, so... This guy here, he loves doing bang. But other than that, he's just a mini boss, so he's not too hard to beat. I think that was an excessive crit. Not that we would have been able to get through that. You'll notice though, like, the crit, you know, there's a decent amount of crits in this game. You can kind of rely on them to come at useful moments. Ooh, that's a really early encounter. Perfect, wow. It's also nice that OctoKid has, like, basically infinite M at this point. use a holy water. Oh right, and then I need to change. So, Captain Dead here, he's really tough. And so the strats are, we're going to use Lure Dance with Octokid to try to get them to not attack, at least while I kill one of the Bone Knight. No, they're not Bone Knights. Bone Soldiers. And I'm going to use Friend Staff on Beavern. So that he can get more damage per turn. Alright, so Lure Dance worked on everyone, that's great. I actually might use Wind Staff here. Also, my Friend Staff didn't break, which is amazing. Like, it has an extremely high chance of breaking. In general, we just kind of want to keep everyone's HP up. Ooh, that Lure Dance missed everyone. That was a pretty low roll too on the staff. Fortunately, if you use an item, you can't command your monsters to attack specifically. So like, I don't want them to attack Captain Dead right now, but I can't do anything about it if I want to use an item. I really want to kill the first one soon. Good. That's really good. Yeah, I'm a little low on healing items. Maybe I should have killed Slash, I don't know. So now everyone's gonna attack. I think I will use Friend Staff on Octokid. Just to make this fight go a bit faster. Especially because I don't have as many healing items as I usually would. I think this is my last holy water. It's crazy. This guy also has like a ridiculous amount of HP. Like even after you kill his friends, you know, it still takes a significant amount of time to kill him. Crap, he's not listening to me. That was a decent fight. Like I said, this battle's pretty hard, so it's about as good as you can expect it to go. So you may remember that I just used a holy water before the Captain Dead fight. I know it was like 10 minutes ago. So for a while I don't have to worry about encounters, which is always nice. You have to go through a little bit of dungeons. Nice to be able to do this without getting interrupted by encounters. Holy waters are actually pretty rare in this game. You can't buy them until the 4th world. And they don't appear as map items. They might in the 4th world, but there you can buy them already, so... that's not that useful.
Yeah, it's really a shame because if you can manipulate them for the fourth world, Sky World, would be a huge part of just being able to wrap this game, but unfortunately you really can't.
Like, we're gonna have a pretty scary sequence, it's, maybe even like 5 minutes, where I have to run away from like 3 encounters, which are gonna be pretty scary, which would be so much easier with the holy water. Exit bell here. In general, this game is pretty mean about dungeons, like, it doesn't give you a way out, so if you just don't have any exit bells, I call it the walk of shame, but walk down. So yeah, this world gives you 2 holy waters and treasure chests, and this one's a little bit out of the way, but it's totally worth getting. And also, we need to get our step count down to run out the holy water we have on right now anyways. Because in the next floor we're gonna get a monster called Dark Eye. Where I'm gonna use my bookmark. Just in case I have to reset for the Dark Eye. These are marathon strats, I wouldn't normally say. I have lost, you know, PB attempts. None of them are Dark Eye, and the monsters aren't even easy to kill. Yeah, gotta reset. But yeah, like, it's pretty common to take 3 or 4 turns to run away, so like, even if your monsters are near full HP, like, if you want to run away from an encounter, it's not a safe bet that all your monsters will survive. A little low on HP, so I can heal. So I never learned this, but based on the configuration of monsters there are, so you know there's these 3 particular monsters here. The gender of the Dark Eye is sometimes decided. You know which one. And we're gonna breed Dark Eye with Beavern, so we always need a female Dark Eye. So it can kind of help to know if you're going to get a female or not. I never learned them.
Probably should.
Yeah, it's pretty useful. You happen to remember if this configuration is good?
I do not. I think the one that... I'm pretty sure the one that's just straight up solo is always female.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So there's a Japanese guy named Hide Sugar. I think it's just Hide Sugar in his English name. But yeah, this Japanese runner who... I don't think he did too many personal best attempts, but he did like a whole bunch of random research on this game, and he found that with the Dark Eye, and it's actually true with pretty much any encounter in this game, as opposed to DQM1, in which it's like frame based on whether or not you get a male or a female. In this game, it's actually based on just the encounter. So certain encounters will just have preset genders on your monsters.
So Dark Eye knows a move to reduce your accuracy, which is pretty annoying. Wait, did I use? Yeah, I must have used a Dark Eye female again. Perfect. Yeah, Dark Eye knows a move to make you reduce your accuracy, which pretty annoying when you're trying to get it. It's actually more common to get a female there than a male. So that's kind of why like I never bothered learning the right configurations, because it is more common. But yeah, it really like sucks when you get a male and you're like, oh man, that's a reset. So this floor is kind of scary. I just need to stay alive. There's no like boss battle at the end, so. That's really bad because I'm out of healing items. Wait, oh god. Beavern has pretty good defense at this point, so. Like, we can survive, but 34, oh my god, this is gonna be close. Do I fight this now? One monster you would usually fight, but since I only have Beaver, I don't think it's worth it. Probably take longer. Oh crap! Bad movement! Okay, we made it. So this is the end of the second world. Thank god there's no boss battle. In the remake there actually is a boss battle here.
Oh really?
Yeah, they make you fight those two monsters. So there we picked up a World Dew and a Warrior Ring. And the Warrior Ring, I'll probably explain it a little bit later, but it's going to be really useful for Grizzly. Grizzly kind of has a low HP stat, and what the Warrior Ring does is it makes the HP growth a little bit better. So we have to progress the story a little bit here. Give my Mischievous Mole and Army Ant away. So when you give your dad a Mischievous Mole, the Mischievous Mole will dig up a Tiny Metal, and the Tiny Metal just like takes up space in your inventory. It's completely useless for the speedrun. Some runners like actually discard it, but I'm usually not that desperate for space in my inventory, so. You only get 24 slots for items in this game, and it does significantly affect like how many items you buy in some places. Like earlier, I could have bought more healing items, but I didn't have space for them in my inventory. Alright, so here we're gonna breed one of our monsters for the first time. And we're gonna breed it with this guy's random monster. And breeding with NPCs monsters is actually really good in this game. The NPCs monsters usually have good stats, so a lot of the stats carry over. And also, it doesn't matter what gender your monster is that is trying to breed with it, so you know, I don't have to worry about what gender OctoKid is when I'm getting it. I know that either one will work with this NPC's monster. And yeah, I think so. It's only Dark Eye really that has to be a specific gender in all the monster getting we do. This monster is Aqua Soul. Pretty good. You know, we're not gonna keep it till the end, but interesting design. Then now we're gonna make our MVP. Beavern and Darkeye. So Grizzly, the amazing thing about Grizzly is that its attack growth is amazing. Its attack growth is better than like some boss monsters. And it's kind of funny because like Grizzly's attack growth is really good in like the first 25 levels, but kind of like evens out after that. But we're not gonna get Grizzly to a level higher than like 30 really, so it doesn't really matter that it flattens out after level 25 or so.
It actually falls off really fast after you get to like 17 or so, but it's perfect for a speedrun.
I was at 17, yeah. But by then, like, you already have everything you need. Alright, so we're gonna give the Warrior Ring to Grizzly. So I think in like compensation for Grizzly's attack being so good, they kind of made his HP growth really bad. So that's why we use the Warrior Ring to compensate for it. Do another manipulation here. Basically at the beginning of every world we do a manipulation. Might as well get good items.
Really important.
Like, I know there's gonna be a potion there, which is good because healing MP can be hard. I got the friend staff, that's awesome. Really hard to do. Now I just need to get a good encounter. I am gonna save in here though, because I did get the friend staff. This is another part where you have Mag Candle. Sometimes it's a lot nicer because you can get into an encounter quickly. Oh, this is a great encounter. I don't think I'm even gonna risk my wind staff breaking. It's pretty rare to get a one monster encounter here. Like, I'm happy when I get 2 monsters. That's fantastic, wow. So, it's kind of annoying that Slash is still alive, because I want, my Aquarella Grizzly to get the experience, but as you see, they're already, you know, leveling up a lot. This is what I mean, like, you know, we're spending, you know, maybe 20 to 30 seconds here just leveling. And it adds up, because you go to level 1 every time.
Yeah, I think over the total of the run, I think it's like 6 minutes or so, which is pretty significant for a 2-hour run.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that much, wow. So we're gonna sell our wind staff here. That's kind of why I didn't want to risk it, because I want this money. 2 logs. And logs allow you to move the gate, which you come in and out of to go see Waterbow. And it's nice because the zoom staff that I bought earlier allows us to warp right to the gate, so we're gonna put the gate in a very convenient place, like a central place. I don't like the nicest battle actually. I should have bought some healing items. Oh well. Really unfortunate that Minon's defense boosts on it right now. A little sore. So Grizzly, you know, is only level 5, so you can't do that much damage yet. After this battle, it'll probably be able to do a lot more damage. But we're getting there. I am playing it a little safe with just to make sure. So Slash died, and that's great. Now the important guys can get the experience. We do actually have to revive him after, not the next boss battle, but the boss battle after. There's another cutscene where we have to dance around and have 3 monsters. It's still worth having set up our gate here. And the ice world here, it can kind of feel like a boss rush. In a casual play, it probably doesn't as much because like there's a lot of new monsters you're seeing. You know, you're probably trying to get a lot of them, and it's also the first time like you're actually allowed to breed, so. The first time you're allowed to breed, so I think like in a casual play you'll probably go out and in a couple times to do that. But yeah, like every few minutes we're gonna be fighting a boss here. Starting soon. Now Grizzly is doing like 70 damage per attack. It's only gonna go up from there, so. Clearly, he's amazing. And Aquarilla is going to learn Bite-Kill. Not before this first fight, but that kind of makes Aquarilla a good support. Like, it can heal. It can use Bite-Kill to increase Grizzly's attack. I think that's the 2 main purposes for it. It's actually funny. Grizzly learns an ice magic spell, which does like 11 damage to all enemies or something. A really dumb move, but if you put him on the AI and just have him attack, like he uses that move for some reason. So what we can do is we can put him on command, and if it's on command it'll always attack if you don't actually give it a command. Kind of a clever trick to prevent him from doing anything. Like, go faster. Yeah, and so again here, we're gonna use an exit bell. If we didn't have that, you know, we'd have to back out. It'd be pretty annoying. Good thing it didn't actually activate. And then we use our zoom staff, because we have to go back to the first town. This seems like a weird location for it, but I think people did some testing and figure out like that's pretty much optimal. I guess it's like equally inconvenient from where we need to get to. but it's like democratically so it ends up being the fastest. So here we have like a monster posing as a king. And that's the real king down there. Kings are fighting and we had to find the real king. Makes you talk to him a few times too. In a casual play you're probably like, huh, I don't know if I've chosen the right one. Like, he just keeps talking. This guy, I think he can sleep you, which is pretty annoying, but other than that, he's not too bad. He's just spamming the same move. There we go, with the sleep. As long as Grizzly stays awake. Bad. Alright, we finally got by kill. And so now we have to revive Slash here. And that's because the next town I go to, there's a cutscene where we have Turns out to be the most convenient place to do it. So probably along the way here, we'll see a grizzly. So a lot of times people ask, like, well, like, why do you bother, you know, getting the Dark Eye and or getting Beaver, and it seems really slow. But the grizzlies you get in the wild aren't as good. You know, they start out at like level 10, and their attack won't have like all the gains, all the stat gains you would have had you raised it from level 1. So that's pretty annoying. And it's not the easiest monster to get anyways. Plus, you know, you can only get it now, at this point, and it was clearly useful for the first fights. So, yeah, there's just a lot of reasons why bringing it yourself is better. So, because of my manipulation, I know there's a world leaf here. Yep, so this cutscene here where we do a little dance, this is the whole reason I revived Slash. Seems kinda silly, but the game is making me do it. So the idea here is like, this princess has gone mute. She's had like her soul stolen from her. So the king's like trying to do everything he can to cheer her up. So he was kind of like trying to get people to do showy things. So that's kind of why we put on that. But it didn't get her talking, so we had to go find her soul. We can see a shadow in this dungeon. Yeah. Shadow's scary because it knows insta-death. But yeah, Zaki. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Alright, he just attacked. Aquarella actually learns Saki as well, but not that useful for us to use it. It's not that reliable. So we got the princess's soul. Again, we use an exit bell. So I go in there just to reset the encounter rate. Usually, like on average, prevent you from getting an encounter on the way over here. As I say that, I get into an encounter.
It's pretty interesting in this game how some world maps have very different encounter rates based on the terrain, but then the ice world, because it's so huge, for whatever reason the encounter rates are exactly the same, no matter what the terrain is, even if it's water, all throughout the ice world's overworld.
Alright, so this next battle with Puppetor, it's usually extremely easy, but there is a small chance that Puppetor will confuse Grizzly, and then if that happens, it's scary. It might be hard to win, but it's a very small chance of that happening, so we'll hope it doesn't happen. You can actually buy a Angel Bell, which heals you from confusion, but it's like so out of the way that like it's not worth getting for. If I kill, Flash does whatever. Oh god. So we did get confused. I'm just gonna defend with those two. Killed Slash, that's okay. Please snap out of confusion. We'll use the leaf on him. Alright, that wasn't too bad, but yeah, when you get confused, that fight's just really scary. Because Grizzly has so much attack that it's really hard for the other two to stay alive with any hit. I had to use a World Leaf there, but that's not so bad because of the RNG manipulations we can do. Basically, we'll have enough money at the end to get all the world. Not that bad if you have to use one during the.
As opposed to many Dragon Quest games, you can just straight up buy them in this game, and they're not super expensive with the manipulations you do to get enough money.
So here I used I can get encounters for a while. Nice. I definitely don't need levels anymore after getting bike kills, so. Fights. Some runners choose not to use the holy water here, but use it earlier at the dungeon at the end of Pirate World, where I got the Dark Eye, but I think this is like one encounter more usually, so.
It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
It's definitely riskier to, I guess, do what you do here,
Sure.
which is to walk through the pirate dungeon, because you can get into really slow encounters if you fail. But at least in this area, you've got Grizzly to take out enemies, but
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's overall you'll get less encounters doing it this way.
Yeah, that's for sure true. Like, the encounters are probably a lot quicker here. Might just average out to be the same.
Yeah.
So at the shop there, I need to take the inn. Sometimes I don't need to take the inn, but I did a lot of healing in this run. But at the shop there, I bought Angel Bells, which heal Confusion, and that's actually for the final boss fight. But it turns out this is like the most by them, so get them here in preparation for the final boss fight. Kind of funny, like the shops we visit after this, they don't sell them. So here, you know, it's just buy kill, Grizzly, and then attack with double attack. Fights go pretty quickly. Our turn, I believe. And then, like, right after this, we're immediately gonna have another boss battle. With mostly the same monsters, actually, too. The idea is, like, there's, like, 4 kingdoms here, and we're saving people from each kingdom. To, like, prove our worth, I believe, to the, spirit, in the lake we went to originally. I am gonna heal here. This is a really nice zoom staff here, because we're basically going across the world, and if you didn't have that, you would have to do a lot of walking back here.
Yeah, so he uses an item called the log twig, which, that's its English name, so it resets the place where the shrine shows up, and that specific location is, like, the most optimal location to have your ability to, like, warp back and forth between areas, so it's a very well-placed shrine location.
I actually don't care that Aquarella died there. Regardless. It'll be a little close, but
yeah, they don't have much HP.
Yeah.
200 on the outside guys, 300 on the middle.
Yep. So I actually optimize it so that you know, it only takes 1 hit from Grizzly to kill the outer one, so I command Grizzly to attack the outer ones first.
Right.
So I have gotten low damage rolls before though, and Grizzly doesn't kill it. Yeah. Pretty annoying scenario.
Like 199.
Yeah. Alright, so we got a new item. Let's see if this one will actually plug up the hole. I have high hopes for the shield. Too bad.
Who saw that coming?
Like there's a 4th world or something. Alright, so like now the prince has gotten lost, so he's kind of worried. And say we found the prince. Or maybe they know that the prince is in the sky world and they want us to chase him. Maybe that was it. But for some reason the king gets. This is a good item here, which raises your defense by 50. It raises one monster's defense by 50. And 50 is pretty significant, so we're gonna put that on Pump Poise at the end. So this is gonna make a pump voice. And again, these NPCs monsters have really good stats, so those good stats are going to carry over. Pretty much why, well, that one, we actually need some of Pump Voice. This breed here, we do it just to boost Grizzly stats. And then, you know, he's going to get the great attack growth again, too. Tonic, one thing I find interesting is how the DQM1 strats are like quite different, even though the you know the game mechanics are pretty much the same. You want to say something about like getting whipbirds and stuff?
Yeah. So the game mechanics are almost identical in this game. There's some differences in how breeding works, but really not that much. But DQM1 is just like such a different game because it has to do with winning the tournament battles over and over, and it's just that like you have to plan around not being able to control your monsters in a lot of the monster arena. So that's one element of it too, and that's one element, and another one is that you rely pretty heavily on just straight up random items throughout the game, and that's something you don't have to worry about in this game that we're watching because we have manipulations and things are a lot more consistent with the items that you get. So yeah, it's very funny. It's a very, very different feel. I mean, like Themellin said, they're the same engine, but they're like completely different routes, and it's just like polar opposites. It's really funny.
One interesting thing I found lately though is the new DQM1 strats are like considering keeping Slash around until like some of the later tournament fights, like just kind of having two good monsters. So that aspect of like has kind of carried over from these runs.
Is that what Bloody Mary's up to?
No, this was like the new Japanese record that came out recently.
For Game Boy Color?
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't seen it. That's cool.
Alright, so this is going to be our final manipulation. This one's like the weirdest movement, so hopefully I get it first try.
Did you explain how manipulation works?
A little bit, but you know, there might be new people you could crush it.
Yeah, sure. So the way it works is that you power or you save your console and then you reset at specific points. If you make specific actions walking in and out of areas, you can get consistent results with the items that spawn on a world map. So the way it works is that when you're in this like shrine area, the overworld hasn't loaded yet for the next area that you're going to go into. So if you turn your console off and turn it back on and mash through the title screen, if you're within a certain frame window and you buffer your inputs for your movement, you can get consistent loading times for the overworld map. So Themellin did it a few times there, but he should, if it's like kind of how he feels is correct, it'll give him consistent results. Now, I say consistent and it's not perfect because it's like a frame window, but generally you have an idea as to whether or not you got it, so let's just see how he does here. That's why he's doing some of this like odd movement after he resets, but basically it's to offset the timer by a certain amount so that the game loads within the frame window he wants, and then the items will be dictated by that.
Alright, so I think I'm going to take this anyways, just because like all these levels will be really slow to do again. Because even if I don't, so I usually check it with elf water that's on the next screen, but even if that's not there, usually the other items will be there, so we'll probably still be good. Okay, I got the same seed I did the first time, huh? That's a friend staff, this might even be better. I don't know if it is. So this door here is the reason, mostly, that we keep Slash throughout the whole game. Wild monsters you get in this game have a stat called Wild, and the Wild stat kind of goes down as keep the monster in your party. And you can also make the Wild stat go down by giving it meat. But yeah, that door only lets you let monsters through that have 0 wild stat. Bred monsters and Slash have 0 wild value to start with, so that's kind of why it's convenient to keep Slash. I actually want Slash to die. Again. Alright, there we go. Because, like, yeah, any experience Slash gets is kind of a waste at this point. A waste of experience and a waste of time.
It's actually too bad that you can't kill your own or attack your own party members.
Yeah, that might actually be useful at some points. Like, especially the first battle coming in here, you'd probably do that just to ensure the XP distribution is good.
Yeah.
So nothing around here is too scary. A little bit further into this world, we can encounter things that are not that easy to kill. Luckily, we again have a exit bell, like it was planned or something. So this guy's gonna give us a change staff, which allows us to like masquerade as a monster. That's kind of what we need to like progress here. And like, you see, kind of what I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but that is a friend staff. That's crazy, wow. You know, I'm kind of getting levels as I progress the story, you know, I'm not just like sitting around trying to grind out encounters. Which is a really fun aspect of this game, I feel like. You know, like after you get your final party, it's like, yeah, let's just go through the story.
It's about 10% to break, is that right? Or 10% not to break, excuse me.
The friend staff, I believe so, yeah. It's actually really bad to get an encounter here, yeah, this is scary. We may die here, but that's fine. That island has really scary encounters, and you're not on it for too long, so it's kind of rare to get an encounter there. But it's not too bad to get back there, so... Oh! That messes up my manipulation though, so I have to do the manipulation again. Great. Yeah, like there was no way I could have won that fight, so running away was all I could try to do. I think the worst thing actually is that I have to get Slash to die again. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing, but not getting the items. Maybe I'm like mashing a little differently than I normally would, because I'm using a different controller today. That's kind of like what it's messing up. Because like it is a frame perfect thing, so like if I just mash differently on a controller, that can make all the difference.
Consistently inconsistent.
Yeah. Gosh. Alright, we can fight this one at least. And we got Evil Slash on Pump Ways. What exactly? Yeah, Liquid Metal Slime fight. That was a Love Water? Huh. Yeah, I'm having one of those like marathon this has never happened before moments, I guess. That was supposed to be an Elf Water, which is why I'm really confused. We're gonna put another one of our logs here. At the end, it's gonna be. We need to get back to this town. Gives us a really quick way to come back. Now that Grizzly's HP has gone to a reasonable point, we're gonna sell the Warrior Ring because it sells for like 1200. 1600, I guess. Yeah, 1600. In this shop, we can actually buy holy waters. We can avoid encounters, basically. I'm a little short on money compared to where I usually would be. We'll see what I get. There's another elf water that I'm supposed to get. See what that is. Water here? Okay. That Skull Guru there, we have to turn in a Skull Guru to get into the next dungeon. And if you're playing in Terra version, you can actually go through that hole without turning into a monster. The reasoning is silly actually, because like Terra is smaller, but like we have this gigantic bear following us, and the gigantic bear can go through the hole, so like I can't Colby. Video game logic.
Yeah, that's insane.
So we have the liquid metal slime grind coming up. Oh man, Slash is still alive. That's really annoying. I hope liquid metal slime kills it actually. The great thing about this liquid metal slime is it cannot run away, so like you have to kill it. Oh, Slash did 1 damage to it. Slash, please. Oh my god. Slash is gonna get so much experience. This is bad. This could prevent me from getting multi-hits. I'm not sure. I hope it doesn't. What hits? So this game, it only lets you have, I think, 8 skills per monster. Which is pretty restrictive, but it's not really a problem. Like, we don't need more than 8 skills on any monster. It's more just annoying because, like, you have to choose which ones to get rid of. And you don't want to accidentally get rid of a healing move or something. That was the wrong bell. I saw the angel bell and I was like, yeah, that's the right bell. Alright, so coming up is the most hype part of the run. Not get better than this. Like the pinnacle of game design.
No, if you need to take a break, do it now.
Yeah, so there's this stupid, cloud maze. And, it's just really slow and annoying, and I love making fun of it while I do runs, basically. What's something interesting, kill time here?
Why don't you talk about Joker speedruns?
Oh yeah, so I recently started getting into Joker a bit. It was actually the first game I wanted to speedrun, but it was a little too intense. So, you know, it was kind of always on the back of my mind, but I never really finished a run until last December. But yeah, Joker is quite an interesting game. You know, scouting takes a really long time in that game, like actually getting monsters. So you kind of try to go through the game as quickly as possible, while getting as few monsters as possible, and you actually only breed like 2 or 3 times, I think, which is very surprising if you've done casual playthroughs of that game. But it is brutal. You can only save in certain places, so like even if you want to do safe strats, like, you know, it's not like you can save right in front of the boss, so you know, it's always going to take you about 20 minutes to get back to a boss. To it. A really annoying thing actually is the enemy crit rate is extremely high for a Joker run. So, you know, it's very likely that a boss is going to crit you in that game, which, you know, is obviously a challenge that can get interesting. But, you know, there's some really cool aspects of it too. Like, you know, I really like it as a speed game, even though it's really hard. You know, you get an Incarnus early on, and the Incarnus, you know, it really lets you do some risky strats. Like, you end up fighting the first few bosses with, you know, 1 or 2 monsters, which in a casual playthrough you probably never do. Recently, actually, you know, for a while the Joker community wasn't very active. And I think, you know, the world record about 5 years ago held for a really long time. But just a few months ago, you know, people came up with new strats and there was a new world record. So it's starting to become active again. Like people are starting to think about running Joker again. I think the new strats are mostly just more consistent strats, which is really helpful in a game where, you know, even the final boss, like in this game, the final boss is really easy. We kind of cheese it a bit, which is part of the reason why, but yeah, in Joker the final boss is quite a feat, so kind of good to get more consistent strats. And as far, you know, Joker is also, like this game we have to run in Japanese basically because no one's worked out the RNG manipulation for the English version. But Joker, as far as we know, I'm sure it's actually possible with like how other DS games are getting broken, but as far as we know, RNG manipulation isn't possible in Joker, so in that regard, like doing a run in the English version is pretty much the same as doing it in the Japanese version. Obviously the text is going to be a little slower, but if you're interested in getting into a game, it might not be the first speedrun I'd recommend. I'd recommend starting with a game like this where it's easier to finish a run, but you know, I really enjoyed running it, and I'm kind of trying to, I think after this marathon I'm going to try to do a few more runs. Try to actually get a good time in that game.
I think that's a game that has a lot of like strategizing and work to be done.
Yeah, for sure.
1 and 2 a little bit, but I think Joker 1, especially Joker 2, if you want to be the champion to come along and route it.
Yeah. Joker 2 especially, like, you know, there are some people who ran it kind of a long time ago, but recently there hasn't been much interest in it. And so, you know, if a community built up around it, I'm sure you'd find really cool things. So, I'm really bad at this puzzle. I really should just write down the solution, but I never remember to.
Oh, I'm trying to think if I remember it.
Oh man.
I used to have like a mnemonic for it or something.
Alright, that wasn't too bad. I mean, even if you mess it up a couple times, like, it doesn't waste that much time. But it's funny, like, I can remember so many other things in this run, like, the dungeon layouts and stuff. But I can't remember, like, 5 simple numbers for getting through that puzzle. Good on HP, yeah, we're good on HP. Alright, so this is Nitric. Hopefully he'll kill Slash. I think that's all I'm hoping here. But yeah, we're just gonna buy kill Grizzly and then use multi-hits. Grizzly was faster, that's a little annoying. He likes to call Diago, which is just a monster he can summon. It doesn't show up on the screen, so like it's kind of like. How is Slash still alive? This is ridiculous.
His level is high as it is.
Yeah. Yeah, 18, Jesus. Yeah, he survived, what's it called, so. Themellin slime. Oh! I put him on heal thinking it would heal himself, but then he healed Slash, so. I guess we're just gonna. Oh gosh.
those fireballs.
This is actually okay, because Grizzly needs more experience than Pumpboys did, but Slash definitely didn't need the experience. Yeah, I didn't get quad hits. I should get it after Mudo. So here we really see why the log was useful. Right back in this town here. You have to revive Pumpboy. When you revive a monster, it actually heals MP in this game too, which is kind of nice. I don't think all Dragon Quest games do that. I have 2 of those. Yeah, okay. If I have 2 friend staffs, actually, then I probably won't need World Dues. Yeah, like I said, this manipulation was, didn't work out the same as it usually does for me. I have no clue why. So I'm actually a little lower on money than I would usually be at this point, but I think I got enough items still that... like, when I get the right manipulation, it's like, I can buy all the world leaves and all the world dues, more than I can even use. Staff here. I don't think I knew this when I casual played, but usually you'd have to fight that guy. But if you masquerade as a tiny devil, you don't have to fight him, he just lets you through. So this, over here, there's an item that increases your attack by 50, which we're gonna give to Grizzly just to boost his attack a little bit more. It's hard to say, I mean, it's definitely safer, but whether it's, how much faster it is, I think the jury's... I like getting it.
Yeah, it is really hard to say. I think when you're fighting Dark and you really want to just finish the battle, 50 attack points may make the difference.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna change my party order. Ever. So I think Mudo here really suffers from like not being able to do more than 1 action per turn. He's kind of easy because of that. What? Why did you not use heal? Sometimes when you rely on the AI, it does dumb. I kill. So, you know, if like Mudo uses Wave of Ice, that's his turn, so that's like a turn he doesn't do damage to you. dead. Oh, I hadn't gotten Geyser yet. That would have been bad if I didn't have Geyser for the last fight. We got quad hits, like, everything's good. Flash didn't mess everything up. Alright, so we meet the final boss here for the first time. Dark is an interesting final boss. Just his like design, like, kind of looks ridiculous. Yeah, he's giving us the limbo key for us to go fight him.
In my mind, Dark isn't the final boss, it's the fight before it.
Yeah, the fight before used to be really rough, but I think we've gotten it to a point where it's consistent enough that it's not like a run killer anymore.
And I think Giga Drago can just single down.
Yeah, I mean, it is a hard fight for sure.
I mean, you can just get a stop spell turn 1 and you're screwed.
Well, yeah, but that's why I buy a lot of world dues, and it kind of gets around that.
If you have a friend staff, I guess that's reasonable. But
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna put Pump Poise on mixed, so that he hopefully stop spells the enemy, but the enemy might stop spell and then rely on items to the rest of the fight. And Slash is there to kind of take hits and die. Alright, he didn't use stop spell, that's good. We didn't use stop spell either, that's kind of weird. Keep going. Now he used stop spell, but I think it's okay. Got stop spelled, I want to save my, world due, yeah, for when Slash dies. Because Slash surviving this fight can be a little... I don't even know if I have to use it, actually. We could probably win without it, but...
this fight is a major reason why I pick Kobe instead of Terra.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention that. This fight is even harder. I mean, I think I probably made it look pretty easy, but this fight is, you know, it was pretty brutal before we got good strats for it, and even harder in the Terra version.
Yeah, you fight 3 completely different monsters, and they're just... they have a lot more, like, area all-spread attacks. They're just really nasty.
Sorry, I have to type something into Discord. Okay, so we revive Slash here. Just so he can tank some hits. Up. There's a little bit of setup to do before the final boss, but full MP on Grizzly. Alright, so the interesting thing about this guy is Geyser is like extremely effective on him, and Geyser prevents him from doing any attack. I guess, Tonic, do you want to say a little bit more about the strats for this fight?
Yeah, so this guy, alright, so his repertoire is that he has Giga Slash, so Giga Slash will do a ton of damage to one single target. He can use Panic All, which will confuse one, even though it's called Panic All, it confuses one of your allies. And he does have a physical attack. He can also use Beggy, or it's Firebolt, so it's the strongest of the Fireball family. Anyways, your strategy against him is that you want to basically avoid him taking any actions, so you try to use Geyser on him. So Geyser is a water, it's the water animation, you can see it. It's basically a move that throws him into the air and makes him lose a turn, but then also he has a chance of taking massive damage because of his massive health pool. The game calculates it as like a percentage based on your max HP. So he loses a turn and he takes damage. So it's like win-win. It's pretty random. You don't really always get it. You don't always get the damage roll, and sometimes guys are just straight up misses. So in combination with doing Geyser, you also try to have your Grizzly, who is your attack power, use either Evil Slash or Squall Hit so that he can go before Geyser lands, so you just try to maximize damage every turn. So this fight is actually going pretty well. It's actually going really, really well.
So that was Geyser miss. We can tank some Giga Slashes, so it's okay. GG. Still learning moves.
That was an excellent fight.
I've gotten a lot of practice with these two fights. Like, I can pretty consistently get them cleanly now. It's great.
These Geysers, though, they were doing like 300, 400.
Yeah, that was good for sure.
Or it does like 100 or 200.
Alright, so we found the navel, and it finally fits. How amazing.
So, because the Themellin times it correctly, we do it all the way till the end of the end screen. Timing stops after, like, basically credits roll.
There is actually, like, text boxes you have to mash through after credits roll, so even under, like, standard rules, you might say, like, last meaningful input is after credits.
Yeah. Imagine mashing causes you the world record.
So yeah, I think the second half was pretty consistent. Most of my time loss, I think, was like getting some of the monsters was slow. I guess my manipulation on Skyworld was a little slow. I had to reset a few times, and I died there, but like getting sub 2 in this game is kind of a good goal for like new runners. Like it's very achievable. And you don't have to grind too hard to get it, so I think it's like a fun goal to achieve. Sonic, a guy in chat's asking if you're gonna stream this game.
Yeah, you should follow this guy.
I think that means you should stream this game more.
I don't know about that.
So, you know, I definitely go through waves, like, you know, I'll focus on this game for a while, then I'll focus on Terry's Wonderland for a while, then maybe I'll play, you know, some random games for a while. So I do want to get like the world record in this game. The world record is really close to 150. And my PB is like 150, 130. So I'll probably be streaming this game a lot more in the future. But yeah, like going for world record runs is the grind because you basically have to get all the monsters to join you the first try. In my PB, I lost like 1 minute 30 seconds to getting OctoKid. That was basically the difference between like world record and not. Alright, so these credits are great, like pay attention. I'm like half serious about that too.
Yeah, they are good.
You'll notice executive is spelled correctly. It's just really funny with like Japanese guys trying to do English.
Yeah.
Let's see, so like we thanked a lot of the people, but I guess we'll go through them again. Like the Japanese vendors, Iteru and Hide, they've definitely helped us learn a lot about this game, and you know, really helped us get us where the run is, where it is right now. Tonic obviously has done a lot for routing. Tetrahydron did a lot with RNG manipulation, and he was a pretty good runner in this game. He's been doing DQM1 recently. Follow if you like that game. Tetra X, the Tasser, I definitely learned a lot from him for the glitched run. Any other DQM2 shoutouts?
I don't think so, outside of we do this thing called Teamcraft now and then.
Oh yeah.
But if you're somebody who's not into like just straight up speedrunning, but you have like a lot of experience with this game, there's probably not too many people out there, but we do this thing where it's like, we'll just say, alright, we need to get 3 monsters in our party. You only have 1 monster to start with, and you just have to make it work. Go. And then we'll like race each other. We've done it like twice over the last like year or so, but it's a fun thing that we do, and it's specifically for this game. We've done it for 1 as well, but there's slightly more people who play 2 than 1, so just the thing to mention, I guess.
Yeah, and like Hide Sugar's actually done some routing for that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just as a general thought, I think Dragon Quest speedrunning isn't super popular as it is, and then the Monster series is like a very small community, but I think they're very legitimate games, and in some regards they have very fast menuing and things can be done really in very optimal ways. I think a lot of the routing that goes into these games is somewhat tighter than some of the other DQ runs we've seen out there, so it's definitely, they're worthy speed games in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I clearly think so. Like, all the games I run are Dragon Quest Monsters games.
Yeah. Except DQ9J, right?
Maybe one day.
One day.
It's funny, like, when you're initially playing this game, like, as a speedrun, you don't realize how many test players there are. Oh man, I'm gonna get a good time, and then you realize, no, there's minutes of test players.
There's so many test players, and they managed to let the puzzle section in the Sky World get through testing. It's unbelievable.
They were different times back then. Well, I think the initial estimate I gave you, Tonic, was 215, so it's gonna be pretty close to that.
Right on the head.
Yeah. One sad thing about this game, actually, is that there is a lot of post-game stuff, but there's not really a good category to define to do post-game.
Yes, that's true. It opens up, but it's very like randomly opened up. There's a lot to explore.
Right.
I can't even imagine what would go into catch all monsters. Insane.
We've joked about doing it before, but never seriously.
Yeah.
There are some like breeding chains in this game which are just ridiculous to try to get all the monsters. You know, it would take you hours just to do like one breeding chain.
Oh yeah.
The end.
Awesome. Any closing words before I introduce the next stream?
I just want to say, since this is my last run, thanks for organizing everything, Tonic. Like, I think we're having a successful marathon again.
Yeah, it's been great so far. I'm very much looking forward to the rest of it. I think we've had a lot of support so far, so I'm hoping it continues.
Cool.
Alright, yeah. Definitely follow Themellin. You did a great job with both of his runs during the marathon. Just one last time. Do this correctly. What is going on? Sorry. There we go. Okay. So yeah. We've got Dragon Quest Swords coming up next, which is something I haven't watched all the way through. We've got a hand cam for it, so I'm pretty excited for this. Keep watching, and we've got a lot more Dragon Quest to come, so stay tuned. We're going to take the stream down for a second, and we'll be right back.